I'd say it is a mix of some slowed and chopped Britney Spears with a little sprinkle of Madonna and, just for the grins and giggles, some Elvis vibes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent track. Today we've got Love is Just a Distraction by MadameZ and two others. It's a collaboration with Mauros1 and Turbomaus. Let's go check it out. We'll head to the lab. Excellent track. Love is Just a Distraction over here on the lab by MadameZ, as well as Turbomaus and Mauros1. You've got at TheRealMadamez, the real MadameZ. Will you please stand up? As well as at TurboMaus at Turbomaus and at MAUROS1, Mauros1. MadameZ is out of Sacramento, California, repping 4.62 thousand followers. And the song itself has 21 plays currently. It is relatively new as of yesterday. I'm absolutely enamored with how this song turned out. The description says, Turbomaus and Mauros1 are total masters of sound. They are always able to take my lowly vocals and turn them into something magical. Let's take a listen. Oh yeah, already on board. Dum, dum. Okay, I can get down with this vibe. This is also giving me Toxic vibes. The slowed down version. Where are my lyrics? Gotcha walking backwards. I like how that clap sits in the mix. It's not too forward, it's not too backward. It's just right. The guitar too. The muted picking. And that background says. Ooh, good vocal layers. Singing do-a diddy diddy dum diddy do. It's just a vibe. All the taste of lips I'm on a high. Love is just a distraction, baby. Oh, a silly distraction. Love is just a distraction. No, a silly distraction. Come now and distract me. We've had a change of heart. It's just a distraction. A silly distraction. But, come here. What have you done? You distracted her. I like that filtered vocal. Is that a vocoder or is that FX? Maybe the robotic. Something robotic. Sounds like a vocoder. It was a great way to bolster that vocal. almost has an Elvis-like quality too. Come and distract me, baby. Oh, come and distract me, baby. I can totally hear that. What a great marriage of sounds. A little bit of Madonna sprinkled in there. Boom, boom, boom. I love drum fills, especially 80s style drum fills. What a cool track, you guys. The three of y'all just nailed this. Turbomaus, Mauros, MadameZ. Love is just a distraction. Great song. I'd say it is a mix of some slowed and chopped Britney Spears with a little sprinkle of Madonna and, just for the grins and giggles, some Elvis vibes. Two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love is this track. Just take a listen anywhere and you're going to hear a bunch of different elements happening all at the same time, but none of them distracting. Clap, ba boom, ba clap, ba boom, ba clap. So many different things happening, whether it's an ambient synth, the funky guitar, the bass, or the drums. Clap. So many different elements. You've got a lot of percussion, some good rhythm stuff happening, and then this really funky guitar along with these background synths or vocals that are aired out that create this really awesome soundscape for the vocals to sit in. And I think it's one of the things that gives that Britney Spears toxic vibe, but that slow, maybe slow verbed mix of that. Really great, funky track. Huge fan. Get it. The second thing I love is when we bring these vocals to their peak performance here, we're looking at not only the vocoder that bolsters them in the back half of the song, but when we bring in the layers. Not only do we mix that with a synth in the track that gives it some high end and a little bit of not harshness in a bad way, but harshness in a sense that it fills out that vocal space from the lower vocal. It adds that higher end. When the vocal goes from a single vocal, we started out with that lower, love is just a distraction, baby. And then we get into na, na, na. That's not a diss. In fact, that's a great dynamic shift. The only difference is my voice doesn't do what your voice does. So we have this dynamic shift from a lower, rounded sound to this higher sound. And it creates not only this dynamic shift, but this vocal and tonal shift, which keeps our ear listening. But then we go from there into where the vocal opens up into layers. Lower, higher, big. Will they turn to cloud the mind? Will they turn to cloud the... Will they turn to cloud the... You've got three different levels of vocals happening in there. Maybe even more layers that I just wasn't picking up on in that moment. But we go from that single vocal doing its thing, giving us the business, and then we get to this area where the vocal just super opens up and it creates this moment in the track, this wow moment, which is later then reproduced in a totally different way where you have a vocal and then the vocoder or whatever we chose to use as the backing in that portion that really just fills out the sonic space. And it sounds great. So when you put all those things together, you get a really neat track with really neat vocals and a totally cohesive product. There's our vocoder. And in the background, you have what sounds like those synth chords bum, bum, that are going along with the vocal that also bolsters the vocal. It's another way the two things come to create this, this synergy, this relationship between the two, vocal and instrumental, that creates a song. And that's really all there is to it. If it sounds good, it is good, according to Adam Young from Owl City. So good job, guys. If there was one thing that I want more of in this track, I think I want some downtime somewhere. I like the instrumental with the guitars. So we do get that brief turnaround before we come back to the vocals, and I believe we have it one more time towards the end. However, I'd like to see maybe a sweep instead. You've got some really cool ambient synths that are doing a lot to bolster what's in the song, but are never getting their day in the sun. You could do some uncomfortable subtraction and strip away not only the vocal, or put a super heavy low pass filter on the vocal. So it's while you just get some airing out. Bum, bum, bum. Some rises and some falls. Give it 5 seconds. Maybe it doesn't even have to be that much, but I guarantee if you give the love is just a distraction, baby. Whoa, it's just a distraction, baby. Boom. And then that's all you need is like 5 seconds there to really just take us out of the first half and bring us into the second half. So the track is really great the way it is. Nothing has to change. If something were going to change, that would be my preference as a producer, to add a large dynamic shift, because what we do in the first part and what we do in the second part are just similar enough to need to be a little more separated, in my humble opinion. Great track. Love is just a distraction. Love how we go from it's a distraction to, hey, why don't you come and distract me? Because, I can't help it anymore. Really great track from MadameZ, Turbomaus, Mauros1. Everyone should jump on over to the lab, listen to this track, give it a like, throw it a comment. Make sure you let them know that you were here and that you heard the track here on BandLab Plus Coffee. And don't forget to like this video while you're here. In the meantime, after you have followed them and liked the track and done your business there, don't forget you should also follow DJTatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me, and we will see you tomorrow.